Gonzaga.
And if you know anything about Patty Mills, you know his competitive nature. If there was any way that he could have, he would have gotten back into the game.
Jermaine Johnson trying to beat the shot clock, missed everything. So off the timeout, not the look that Bill Greer wanted. And his team down by double figures, and the game teetering on the brink right now for San Diego.
Yeah, this is a critical possession on the defensive end. Definitely need to get a stop.
Pargo, tough shot, gets it to go.
Boy, Pargo, if he could get inside 12 feet and he comes off the bounce and gets his rhythm, he's pretty effective there. Just struggles with this flat-up jumper from three-point range. Rob Jones needs to find himself some operating room down on the baseline. He's not able to take advantage of his size against Austin Day because he's on the perimeter.
Jackson drives it in the lane. Offensive foul. Heitfeld stepped up and took the charge.
Once again, it's so difficult to defend, to score on Gonzaga. The guards pressure and send the traffic into the paint. And you've got 6'11" and 6'11" in there. And now Micah Downs at 6'9" as the wing player. Really not a lot of room to try to finish at the rim.
A moment ago, it was the third foul called on DeJon Jackson, and I think that's number 4. And he's strolling right over to the bench. Let's see if Bill Greer gets someone up to replace him. I think he was assuming he was going to be substituted for, and now realizes that that will be the case as Danny Brown will come on. So 4 fouls for Jackson.
Gonzaga's really taking control of this game here.
Bolden, way short.
Tough break for San Diego with Deshaun Jackson next to Jermaine Johnson, their most creative player offensively. Ginty and Brown are going to have to really step up.
Jones, the throwdown in traffic with authority.
Posters for sale out in the lobby after the game.
And then Pargo called for an offensive foul. So maybe some momentum for San Diego as Ginty was able to draw the Pargo foul.
Rob Jones goes to the hole with authority and puts Micah Downs on a poster right there. Mike is going to hear about that tomorrow in film session with his teammates. San Diego goes to the flex action. Trying to be tight inside of the three-point line.
Ginty gets in the lane and has his pass knocked out of bounds with 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Been impressed, though, with San Diego's will to continue to try to get to the rim, even though not a lot of room in there with the size of Gonzaga, but still trying to get there.
And then a turnover. Bolden gets Palmer in a mismatch, blows past him and draws the foul. Later on tonight, Saturday night primetime continues on ESPN. A good matchup in the SEC at 9 Eastern. Tennessee behind Tyler Smith will take on Nick Calathis and the Gators. It's Florida, Tennessee, Saturday night primetime, presented by DirecTV. Later on tonight on ESPN at 9 Eastern. For more information, you can always log on to ESPN.com. Ira Brown comes back on for the Bulldogs, replacing Heitfeld. One of 2 at the line for Bolden.
Right here, San Diego, with nothing but confidence, needs to get a good look and a high percentage shot. They don't want us to force up a jumper with the time running down. Need to be more aggressive in taking maybe the first opportunity at a good look, as opposed to one with the shot clock running down.
Well, my question would be, where has Gino Palmer been? He scored the game's first 2 field goals He had a couple of free throws later on in the first half. He still only has 6. Have they gotten the ball into the post once to Palmer here in the second half?
No, I haven't seen it. And, you know, Palmer is on the block and trying to post up. And what Gonzaga is doing, they're not double teaming, Bob, but the guard that's on that side sits back into his lap. And so there's really nowhere for him to operate.
He lobs it into a double team, and Jones can't handle it. And here comes Downs. Fade away by Day. Knocked out of bounds by Downs. He thought Jones knocked it out. Now the officials will get together. And they'll reverse the call and give it to Gonzaga.
I think that's an effective call right there. It looked like Micah Downs had good rebounding possession. Yeah, that's a pretty good call. Nice job of the officials coming together and getting it right.
Rob Jones sits down. Day gets position inside on Lewis, and Lewis called for the foul.
Boy, Day is slippery around that basket. Doesn't have the explosion yet that he probably will gather once he gets stronger. But man, he is really long and slippery. Reverse layup attempt right there to get away from the defender. Big fella will probably have a mean horse game as well.
Well, Day now has 12. He's the only player in the game for either team in double figures. And make it 13 for Austin Day. Well, San Diego's averaging less than a point a minute. They've got 25 points. Now, they only average about 62.5 points a game. But they right now are on a pace to barely crack 40. And Ginty can't hit a wide open 3.
Well, and Gonzaga is pressing to design the game to get up and down a little bit. So they're going to use a little bit of pressure, try to speed San Diego up into some quick shots like we just saw from Ginty.
This is Gonzaga's largest lead. And Gino Palmer scoreless for the last 21.5 minutes. This is the all-time leading scorer and rebounder in San Diego history. Finally, they get it to him in the post.
Well, you see where Jeremy Pargo is? He's sitting in his lap, so he really doesn't have a room to operate.
Sets up Jackson for a 3, though.
Can't take away everything on the defensive end. Good job by Jackson.
So at least when they go to Palmer in the post, it's got a chance to create something for somebody else.
Yeah, and they have to have the floor spacing. That time it was good floor spacing for Jackson, but a serious threat here because Jackson has 4 fouls.
Day with a much smaller Danny Brown on his hip, and Brown called for the foul. That's the 4th. Check that, the 15th foul for San Diego here in the second half. We're under 12 minutes to go. Gonzaga has led by as many as 15. They're up 12 now.
Well, Ryan, Arizona State struggling here, but Gonzaga having pretty good success. Well, let's take a look at how Gino Palmer can get his teammates open with some better floor spacing. Gino Palmer right here will draw all kinds of traffic. Jackson will slide up here on the three-point line, giving a nice floor spacing. Go ahead and let it roll. And then Pargo reacts a little bit too late. Jackson makes him pay. That's the type of floor spacing San Diego's going to need, Bob, if they want to get back in this game.
Bolden from straight away. Can't hit the 3. Heitfeld tips it up and in. That's a lucky bounce for Heitfeld.
That ring size might have helped a little bit on that one.